All right. Well, welcome. Hmm. Yeah, just take a moment to even just notice yourself sitting here. If you're anything like me, it's been busy running around, and sometimes it even just takes that moment to settle in and shift gears. And so today, far as what we're going to be exploring with our mindfulness, I had an experience the other day, and it was one of those things where you're having an interaction, and and my mouth is saying, "Oh yeah, that's no problem," and all the tension is going up my back, my neck, the back of my head, and all of a sudden I just can feel all this cramping going up the back of my head, and I'm like, "Whoa, all right, I'm lying to myself." And then I had to pause a minute, and I'm like, "Well, slow down a second. Am I lying to myself?" I just jumped to a conclusion there. So I had two pieces of data that were contradictory, and I immediately interpreted those to be a particular way. And when we're practicing mindfulness, often what we're doing is slowing things way down so that we can gather more data. So often we go to that interpreting, judging, deciding when you only have two pieces of data. And that doesn't necessarily lead to the greatest decisions. And so sometimes it's really useful to slow back down, to come back into the present moment, to what's here and say, well, what else is here? What else is going on? What other things are happening around these 2 points? Are they truly contradictory? Am I lying to myself? Is that what this is? Or is it something completely different? And so, what we can do is actually come back to that moment and play with it and experiment with it and feel into what else is happening around that point. So, what I might do is it's like, okay, I'm going to just replay that scene in my head just a minute. Somebody's saying something, and I say, oh, yeah, that's no problem. And then I watch and notice. It's like, what are the physical sensations that go with that part? Am I gritting my teeth? Am I kind of like pulling back? Or am I actually kind of like open? Is my face open, my chest open? Am I actually communicating an openness with that part? I don't know. I have to actually play and see that. And then what about the tension that's going up my back and my neck and my head? What are the thoughts and the emotions that are going with that? And so I'll touch into that. It's like, okay, is it really oh no, absolutely not? Or is it more like, one more thing to do? Or is it oh, I don't know if I can do that. I want to, but I don't know if I can. There can be so many other thoughts associated with these sensations. So much more information that I might miss if I jump immediately to the conclusion, oh, I'm just lying to myself. I'm saying one thing, but feeling another. And when I actually slowed down to play with it and just kind of stay here feeling these two contradictory experiences, there's my mouth saying this and leaning here, and my head was cramping up here in the back. I almost noticed it's like, no, these are actually two parts of myself. I want both of these things. And I'm actually feeling the pull, having these two contradictory things happen. And the longer I sat there, I could actually feel that almost sense of tearing inside. Just this feeling I'm being pulled in two different directions. I really want this one, and I really want this one. And that sense of pulling apart is actually what is really, really painful for me to sit with. It's not that I'm lying to myself, I'm actually being really truthful to myself. But this sensation of having two parts of myself pulling in different directions feels really uncomfortable. And so when I slowed down and actually took the time to feel into that, I was like, oh, That's what I need to actually sit with. That's what I need to work with. That feeling of being torn in two. Then I can take my interpretation to that next level. Like, now what do I want to do about this? Interpretation's not bad. Judging's not bad. Making decisions isn't bad. We just have to slow down to make sure that we have as much information as we can get before we go to that place. So that's what we're going to kind of practice with today. Playing with bringing up an experience, sensing into it, and again, sensing into the physical sensations, the feelings, the emotions, the thoughts, and then maybe taking one tiny slice of it, and then replaying it, play with it, look at it from different places. Actually replay that slice over and over again, seeing what you notice. Before you go into, oh, it means this, oh, well, that is because of that, or that's why, those are all interpretations. What can you find out from that one little slice? What all is there? And again, it's just that sense of, I'm just finding facts. I'm just gathering data. I'm going to slow it so far down that I can actually get more and more and more data, so that I can really see what's happening here and not what I think is happening here. So with that, we'll go ahead and start our meditation practice. Now, as we begin, starting with the breath. The breath is always there, something that can be an anchor for our attention. Sometimes it feels good to take a slow, deliberate breath, just to get back in touch with the fact of breathing. Like, oh, hello, breath. There you are. Maybe feeling the air at your nose as you breathe. Noticing the inhale and the air just a little bit cooler, and the exhale where the air is just a little bit warmer. Breathing down into your chest. Noticing the ribs expand and contract as you breathe. Perhaps noticing a little bit of pressure in your back with the inhale that relaxes and lets go with the exhale. Perhaps breathing all the way down into the belly. Noticing the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe. And feeling that sense of 3 dimensions to your breathing. As you inhale, your chest expands front and back, relaxing down. You can also expand side to side under your arms as the ribs pull out. And then it also fills top to bottom. from your collarbones all the way down to your hip bones, feeling the breath in your core, filling your torso with your inhale, and then relaxing with the exhale. And throughout this practice, as you notice your mind wandering, because that's just what minds do, you notice it and you bring it back to breathing. This breath, right here in this moment, just as it is. And as you're breathing, starting to expand that awareness to your body, just take it in your whole body, just noticing the head, arms and legs and feet and back and belly. This body sitting right here, right now. And as you begin to play with an experience, getting to know it even more, keep that awareness on your body, noticing how your body responds, whether it's a tightening in the chest or a looseness, a warmth or a coolness, a heaviness or a lightness. So even as you are thinking and noticing your thoughts, just keeping that little bit of awareness. How is the body reacting? So taking that moment to pull up that experience you want to play with, letting it run through your mind for a moment. We can always tell where that you hit that place where it kind of hooks you, like, oh, that. You can just slice it down even finer, narrowing in your focus. It's like, oh, there's a place here that hooked you. What does it feel like to get hooked or to have a reaction? What is it in your physical sensations that go, yes, that point right there? Just notice for a moment. Sometimes I feel it in my belly. It's almost like this little tension that just goes, oof. Or it might be a brightness in the head, just like a little spark that goes, yes, that's what's bothering me. Or that's what I keep coming back to right there. And as you play with this tiny slice, noticing your physical reactions, noticing the thoughts that want to go around it and interpret it and look at it, taking a breath, breathing into your body, feeling your body in this present moment. Noticing how you're responding right now in this moment, even as you hold this particular experience. It's this practice of staying right here with it. Noticing how the mind might want to bring up other thoughts, other memories, other details. And then you come back, Just this one little slice, I'm going to stay with it and play around it. What other things can I notice? What other details are present? You might even notice physical sensations that start to change the longer you stay with it or the more you play with it. And as your mind wants to go and interpret or go, oh, what does that mean? You can just tell yourself, I'll just slow down a little bit. We'll get there. There's still more to figure out here. There's more to sense here. What happens if I stay with this physical sensation for just a little bit? Then what happens? What do I notice? For myself, I notice that the longer I stay with just this little slice of experience, the more I just keep my attention or awareness on one small aspect of it, it's almost like I feel myself getting wider and more spacious. It's almost like I have more breathing room. It's like I can move around it and see it from different perspectives. It's not quite so jammed up tightly inside. Sometimes it can be hard to stay with one little tiny slice of experience. We want more. We want to look for the connections. We want to go and solve the problem. That's all very normal. So as you notice your mind doing that, you just acknowledge the mind's just doing what it wants to do. And it can come back here and it can stay right here just for a little bit longer. It's almost like searching for buried treasure. You got to sift really slowly and delicately. What else is here? What other sensation is present that I didn't notice at first? And just noticing your breathing, using that breath to keep you right here in this moment. And sometimes you can use that little space of breathing, again, almost to step back a little bit further, have a little bit more perspective. And again, that just telling your mind to slow down just a little bit. You can make decisions or put together conclusions in just one sec. You want to take one final look at the pieces of information that you've experienced. the physical sensations, the changes that might have happened. Just going really slow and easy and just breathing, noticing what is right now in this moment. And again, that's expanding awareness to take in the whole body, noticing yourself from your head to your neck and your shoulders, your arms and your hands, your back and your torso, your hips, your legs and your feet. Breathing, noticing the breath, feeling the rhythm of your breath as you breathe. The inhale flowing into the exhale, flowing right back into the inhale. Breathing all the way to the edges of your skin. And perhaps checking in, noticing what it feels like. Here you are breathing. It's a different breath now than it was at the beginning. Different physical sensations or different intensities of sensations. Neither good nor bad, right or wrong. Just noticing where you are right now. Taking a few more breaths. And then when you feel ready, opening your eyes.